In sadder news today, the world of cinema lost one of its most original voices. David Lynch, the director responsible for classic nightmares of every Gen X and millennial around the world, has sadly died at the age of 78.
She's dead, wrapped in plastic.
In the early 90s, the world was obsessed with Twin Peaks, the heartwarming murder mystery soap opera with bone-chilling visions of terror and wholesome catchphrases.
This is, excuse me, a damn fine cup of coffee.
It was the work of David Lynch, a creative force like no other. The filmmaker burst onto the scene with 1977's Eraserhead, an unnerving low-budget black and white film about a lonely man caring for an inhuman child.
Do I just cut them up like regular chickens?
Sure, just cut them up like regular chickens.
The film grabbed Hollywood's attention and Lynch was hired to direct biopic The Elephant Man with Anthony Hopkins and John Hurt.
We can care for you, but we can't cure you. It's thought not.
Then came Blue Velvet, considered by many to be his greatest film.
You're like me.
He wasn't interested in an objective reality, and yet his films conveyed this deep emotional resonance that just hit home with people all over the world.
His next movie, Wild at Heart, won him the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival.
Hey, my snakeskin jacket! Thanks, baby!
Then came Mulholland Drive, earning Lynch his third Oscar nomination for Best Director.
You've come back.
Lynch had incredible belief in the capacity for humans to find hope and happiness through love.
But it was Lynch's unique personality that made him a cult figure. His surrealist arty filmmaking a contrast with his down-to-earth Midwest charm.
I'm wearing dark glasses today because I'm seeing the future and it's looking very bright.
In one of his final appearances, he played director John Ford, stealing the show with his cameo in Steven Spielberg's The Fabelmans.
When the horizon's in the middle, it's boring as shit.
Today, Hollywood paying tribute to a legend of the cinema.
The world is going to miss such an original and unique voice.
His creative mentorship was truly powerful. He put me on the map. His wisdom, humour and love gave me a special sense of belief in myself I'd never accessed before.
He was in touch with something the rest of us wish we could get to.
Nothing is ever really perfect, but it's finished and it feels complete.
Huge loss of a great talent. Someone, for me, who opened the door to weirdness in Hollywood. Came through at a time where everything was really slick. There were a lot of blockbuster movies. It was the late 70s, early 80s, and he just opened this door and took it elsewhere. And people were introduced to surrealism, ideas of surrealism and dreams and nightmares, and it all made sense in these 3-hour packages where people would watch and go, what the hell just happened?
There was
but they loved it.
Yeah, a lot of his stuff, I would often come away going, I have no idea what I just saw, but I enjoyed it.
Exactly.
So it's more art than like
movies? It is very much
Yes.
so, yeah.
Yeah, we
And
lost
still
an
very
artist.
prolific, considering it was so unique
Yeah.
and not necessarily to everyone's taste. And I feel he had a bit of a strange renaissance in his later years as an actor, as we saw in some of that footage as well, where maybe more people know him from that than anything else.
Well, Twin Peaks got a resurgence as well, and that was extraordinary. I mean, no one knew what was going on at the end of that, which is amazing to think that you can make mainstream art that still challenges everybody on such a wonderful level. I loved him.
I've got homework to do. Watch David Lynch movies this weekend.
Don't watch Eraserhead. You'll never.
No,
you'll
I got
never
some
come
clips
back
there.
from
I've
that.
seen enough.
Or any
I've
of
seen
them.
enough.
You will still come away thinking the same about most of them.